Minnie's just licking your hand, keeping it clean. I'll be right back. Where are the keys? Sometimes one of my old idiosyncrasies will pop up. Yeah. Like how many times I would yell at you to ask you where my shit was. Mom, where's my? Like you knew. Look, check that out. See that? Whoa. See what that says? It's too dark in here. Yeah. Shed a little light. How's that? That's good. See what that says? Rainbow. Study guide. It's the King James version. It's a version. Oh, that is nice. I know there's lots of versions, but I appreciate I like their interpretation. This was given to me back in I've had it since if people want some verification of my authenticity, here's some shit. Oh. Okay, so this was gift to me. My friend Susie D came over. And Marcus. I worked with them when I worked at Chevy's Mexican restaurant in Redding when I was like 18, 19, until I was 21. And then I got fired by Andrew. That dude was such a D. But that's why, like, all those fraternity brothers, like, they suck, dude. Anyway, so I digress. So Susie came when I lived with my brother in Sacramento, and he was with his practice wife. They came over. I was like drinking a lot. I got DUIs. Like, I was running from ego for years because the alcohol would dull the pain, but then I would do more shit when I was under the consumptions of alcohol. There are spirits that would cause more pain to not just myself but to others. Then I put myself at risk and other people at risk, and it just was never worth it. I just always chose it because I never know how to be the person that people want me to be liked. And so years ago I just said fuck it, and here I am. Anyway, so Susie came over one day with Marcus, and they brought me this Bible. It's real nice. I took real good care of it. It smells like church, huh? Smell like church? I'm ordained, you know that, Mom? I'm actually a pastor. So this is the Rainbow Bible, and it has, like I said, it's the version of that interpretation of the publisher that printed it. And it has a code. So I never read the Bible. I'm going to start now because I haven't as long as I've had this Bible. I just never really, I'm not a reader. But now as I understand things, I'm going to go ahead and start. So, and what kind of pastor ain't never read the Bible? I can't be that kind. So anyway, my friend Susie wrote a nice, this was given to me on the 14th of February in 1998. By Susie D. and Marcus. On the occasion of accepting JC as my savior in December 97. And then they wrote a nice little thing. Oh, look, here's all the maps and stuff, which is really interesting because I was on the island of Crete. So when you look at the maps here, I was like, oh yeah, energetically I was right there, because where we end up in the world is where our DNA has been in congruence to. So anyway, and there's a nice little dedication, and there's a nice dedicate. Where is it? I know it's in here. Is it in the back?
This way.
That's so funny. There it is. So yeah, there's a nice Susie signed it here, Marcus signed it here, and then I went to we have a mutual friend that I'm still friends with from on Facebook that worked at Chevy, Kathy D. And I just saw all these fun flashes of stories related to Kathy D. Anyway, I put a picture of what Susie wrote from my Bible on her Facebook page, and I said, if you still know Susie D, let her know. What did I say? Mom, you got my phone? I just am always going to say that now because she never has it, but it's funny. Alright. I'm not big on I'll give you context. Alright, so don't want to hear that one. This is a good one. Where was I? I can't hear that right now. Hold on a second. Where was I? I gotta get my train of thought back. Barometric pressure has been messing with me a lot. Like I get here. This guy said it too. He says it in better words than I do. I think. This guy right here. I wonder if I get flagged for copyright stuff because of TikTok content. No. Hold on. Let me call my friend and I'll have him explain it to you on the phone. Let me get him on the phone real quick. Hello? Hello? Hello, buddy? You know how you said that thing the other day that made a lot more sense than I did? Could you explain that again for me?
For those of us on
okay.
A common experience for those of us on the autism spectrum is our body reacts differently to changes in barometric pressure. So if there's a storm coming in and it goes from a high pressure to a low pressure, you could notice that your sinuses are building up, that you have a sinus, what feels like a sinus headache. Your joints are achy. You're not as hungry. It's harder to get out of bed. All of these could be symptoms of a change in barometric pressure.
How long have we been keeping track of barometric pressure in our lives?
You think you are sick all the time, when in reality your body is just adjusting to the barometric pressure that is around you. So it could very well be that people have mislabeled us as being sickly when it's just our body.
Like, I remember laying in the... Thanks, buddy. I hope you have a good day. Peace. All right. No, we'll go back to Bluetooth. I could listen to my music. And I hate it because they make weather where I live for the people that snow and they get themselves lost. And then they have all these resources for all these people to run out and get paid to go save people from... They save the wrong people from themselves, I tell you what. I swear. Oh my god, it makes my head, my third eye twitch. Thanks, I'm making progress. Progress. I'm gonna change the world one little corner at a time. So, had a pretty eventful couple days. I went back after those people set up their tent. Last time I talked about the people that put up a tent. And, they're real happy because they got it right before the temperature dip. Because they make the weather here and it's starting to get cold, like fucking cold, like refrigerator, like colder than a refrigerator. Like people living outside in the world, it's no different. The temperatures are like freezer temperature. Like it's no different than people, because they're refrigerating our air with all this heavy metal freaking shit to make it snow, so people come and go wee down a hill. And I'm had it with planet Earth. I'm ready. I mean, we're already going to have to contend with planet Earth because of the Earth changes the cycles. See, Earth has cycles too, like women. You know, it's all energy. She's a living organism, male, female, energetically balanced. You know, and she's going through cycles right now. She's having a raging period. We'll call it that. And freaking flooding everywhere. I think all the people that, like, all the bloodlines that have been of dominance and control, you know, all the bloodlines of dominance and control, they're all getting washed. It's all getting washed away. Do-over. We can rebuild planet Earth where you just want everybody to have a roof over their head. Like, what's the difference between a grandma that can't, or even the woman I ran into at the parking lot can't get disability because the system's broke. Because it's not designed to be accessible and help people. No, it's designed to pay the people that sit behind a desk that don't answer the phones or do any of that or answer, that make themselves non-accessible. And then they get paid and have really good lives and just sit there and watch YouTube videos. And the system's broke and I'm here to help fix it. I'm like a Temple Grandin, only I did more shit. Only I went off to war and I've been taking care of my mom and doing shit. I didn't just get to make a hug machine. I didn't get to live in an environment where my abilities were cultivated. No, I grew up in an environment where they were ridiculed. And so now, and I was even in the military, it was my job to be critical of things. And then I come out in the world and I see how the world, got so lazy and so ugly and so gross and self-serving. And there's, what's the difference between people who get washed away in a flood and people that get washed away in the flood of fucking not being able to fucking pay rent and they're priced out because Airbnbs, because people sold their soul. They sold out. Everybody's doing all that stuff. There's nothing left over for freaking people like my mom make $800 a month. I'm seeing increments of the earth changing. They're doing it better in Spain. They got people lined up, That's the thing. I don't understand why people can sit in stadiums week in and week out, stadiums, tens of thousands of people. How come that number of people are not showing up after every natural disaster? We're all the helpers. I'm one of the helpers. I had a pretty good day. Because, like I was saying, I went back yesterday and I talked to the lady to show her pictures of the tent. And I got to preach a little bit. And she runs a beauty shop. So I didn't stay too long. She had customers and friends and alike and stuff. So I went on my way. I'll go back another day. And then, but she was really happy to see what the wood that her, what she got to be a part of, right? And then she got to tell me how grateful. I said, I know they're grateful though. That's why because I'm a grateful person and my heart was attracted to them because I can recognize who's gonna be grateful, and then I guess it's not up to me to decide. Some people I'm called to, I'm just called sometimes. And a dude I know, and they did spell his name right, wrong. Anyway, so driver's license. He's 56, 57. He's a Cancer, right? So he has a real close temperament as America, because see, America's a Cancer. Isn't that funny how America will a Cancer will snap and then run away, snap you with its little crab, and then run away, and then they run sideways. They're dodgy and shit, like America. We'll drop bombs on you with our planes and then scurry off, and then we'll pay ourselves per diem and hazardous duty pay when we're the fucking asshole. Y'all, that shit come crumbling down. So, I don't like to go out much when it's cold and everything hurts me, and I have my own challenges and stuff, but I was called. So, my buddy, he's been trying to clean up this ticket stuff. Now, this is just yet another example of how broken the system is. Because these people that tell people to go to the website, they say, hey, just go to the website. You can do it all. It's just a catchphrase that people do. See, I was always the IT support, I was always the people that whenever people had a problem with anything, they called me and I'd have to fix it for them. Yeah. So these people, they don't use their own. They don't use the website. They just refer people to the website, but they don't use the website, so they don't actually, from home. They're not sitting on their couch. they're playing video. They are sitting on their couch playing video games, but they're never like, oh, let me try our website and see how from the outside if the shit works. They don't do that. They just tell anyway. So this guy's been trying to pay this ticket, and I was with him, like what he had to go through, because he can't. He's trying to get his driver's license. He keeps getting pulled over. He's like, hey, I'm trying to pay this ticket. He's not on paper. He doesn't have. There's more people in America that aren't on paper. They're not a part of all these systems that people pay themselves extravagant amounts of money to create. Those systems are null and void to most of the people in America. Most people are just going to try to survive, get through this winter, not without getting. It's going to be a little harder to stay undead than last year, because more people have lost everything, and the elements aren't going to be freaking. We recognize you lost everything. We just won't, And with all the freaking created weather and crap, I mean, it's just like they're relentless. They don't care, because they just want to do. They want to play, Legos. We'll rebuild it. We'll just buy them out. No worry. Everybody has a price. America, everybody has a price. So sad. So sorry for my service. I forgot to finish the Susie D story. So I posted a picture of what Susie said, and I said, that's what I was looking for. Okay, all right, I remember. Back on track. So, I said, if you still know Susie D, tell her I lived it, never forgot, and still got it from 97. Hope you and yours are rad too. And Kathy said, I just stayed the night at her house yesterday. She's in Idaho. I didn't know where Susie is. And I was like, yeah, of course. And she said she'd love this. I said, of course she did. Yeah, that's funny. All right, now back to religion. So, homeboy has been trying to do right. He's like, I have the money. He said, I can't go back to freaking flag. They don't make it easy for people, and then people keep getting in trouble for the same shit. And they're not a criminal. The system is broken. They don't want to fix the system because they profit from the system being broken. You understand? Every year they get new trucks, bigger and better trucks. Every year they get a bigger arsenal for freaking stupid shit. It's just for the revenue generated, perpetuated by I get so angry when I see these state troopers, they pull over these single mom. I just want to pull over and be like, what do we need to do to freaking fix their shit? What do we need to do? Give me a list. I'll go to the auto parts store. I'll put the freaking lights in their tail lights. What do they need to do to be compliant so you can drive around and tell them that they're doing it wrong? She's a single mom. She don't got no dad. She's trying to feed her fucking kid. She's sorry she can't buy your little fucking sticker for however stupid money. It's like they don't do anything to help the mom. I know this. My mom was a single mom. That's why I'm so aware of how broken these systems are, because I've been a part of it my whole entire life. Going, man, how come there ain't nobody to help, Mom? And then and Mom would always say, God would provide. God would provide. God provides, right? How many times I hear, if I had a square footage for every time Mom said God provide, and He always did. Good, and just because Mom always did the right thing, so you do the right thing, and the right thing happens for you. So we tried to call last week or whatever, and it got real cold, and I don't like going out, and I'm moody. I'm crabby. I'm Aries, or I'm Cancer rising, so that's how I know about crabs and being all snap. from experience. And we tried to call, and he didn't have the total. And you had to he had to call the court system, and then he had to go over here, and then after being online, hold on the phone for an hour. Then they gave him, oh no, you gotta call them. Like, why isn't that on the recorded message? Like, if you have to call to pay then you call they did nothing like that. It's so ineffective. It just, and people just don't know how to get through on stuff sometimes too. So, we got on the phone, and then we called the one place, and then we got all the way through to the second number after being on hold for like 2 hours, just chilling at the park, just, trying to do right by uncles, all the beer brats, make sure they're happy. And so, he finally, only to not have the total, and then I was just like so annoyed at that point. I was just like, blah! I didn't yell or nothing. I just said, I said, you can't look up his total. I said, your systems are that disconnected. I said, you can't tell me by like putting in this field, case number, you don't see his name relate. Then what the fuck? Like, what's it all? Like, I was just like, I said, because your system is created by products of siblings. And then I hung up. That's what I said. I didn't yell at her. I was just like, oh, what am I to do? It's just so maddening. And I'd already been gone, and Mom, she likes to eat every couple hours. She gets low blood sugar, and the dogs, so I was like, okay, that's it, it's a wrap. And then he didn't have the exact total. And then that just like, I was like, mad about that. And then I loaded up all my coffee shit, got ready to go home, and then so that was just, I was done with it. And then he messaged me again, and because he has to go to court, and then say, here's the receipt for paying this fine. That's why you guys keep pulling me over, because he can't get his license because he has this fine that he can't pay, because he's got no ATM card. There's so many Americans that do not have ATM cards. They don't have income. They don't have things basic. We are a third world country, and it makes me sad, and I try not to be angry about it. When I get flustered, I just do things that make me feel better, like go be, do cool shit for other people. That always makes me feel better. If everybody, whenever they felt bad about themselves, just say, you know what, I'm gonna make this meal, and I'm gonna go find it to the first person that looks fucking hungry. I'm gonna be like, hey, if you can't eat this, give it to somebody that can. I want to see more and more and more of that. So, he got a hold of me the other day. I said, I'm not going anywhere. Not between now. I said, I'll be out on the 1st. You messaged me on the 1st, and here's a funny story. This dude, I have asked this dude, I've known him for 3 years. I have asked this dude countless times, message me when you get to town, and then I will come out and meet you. Every single time. Oh yes, I will. Every single time. Never does. Never does. Never does. Never once has. And then first this morning, well, the time changed, so it was a little later, I get a message. Hi! I'm just like, oh my God, he can do it. He just doesn't think that I'm significant enough to bother fucking doing it. See the difference, Mom? You didn't raise no dummy.
No.
Your ex-husband did. Just by not being around. I got to make up my own conclusions. So I just thought that was funny. I don't get mad about this shit. I just notice fucking everything. Even when I don't even damn well want to. So, I say, alright, I'm going to go, I thought I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to go to the market. I need to get some cheese. And what else? I got over. I was gonna get something. I had a list in my mind, and then I walk in, and I said, "Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me!" I said, are you fucking kidding me right now? I said, God, why are you testing me this way? God, do the right thing, Marge. Do the right thing. Right? So, what did I do? I beelined over to the produce department to see my homie. And I told her that, I told her about Artie Pants because I haven't seen her since I've seen her. I haven't been in the mood chatting up since he died. She knew that it was coming, and then I got to tell her that it was, how it was beautiful, like there's nothing to be sad about. Couldn't ask for a better transition for your lifelong 14-year companion. So no harm anyway. I said I got focus on you for a minute. I said the mayor's here. The mayor's here. What holiday is November 1st, Friday, warrant the mayor being here? I said at 12:30. Now, don't mind the squiggly line. Don't mind the squiggly line. He was there with this kid. I put the squiggly line because look at the fruit in the fruit department. There he is. There's the mayor of Taos. There's the mayor of Taos. Today at 12:53. And I go over to my friend that works there. I said, this guy just cruising through, just noop-a-doo-doo, not a care in the... I said, doesn't he know? He has a housing crisis out there. He don't know how cold it is. I said, look, he got no problem. I said, you think this guy doesn't have health care? Like, no. They got a freaking candy hangover from all the abundance of getting all the funds from taxes to do a bunch of bullshit downtown. And then as I went walking around town, I'm going to tag him. I'm going to tag him in this because this is in the main square all over the place. There's garbage because they didn't quite clean up after themselves. Today's not a fucking holiday. That's what I'm saying. These cousins, they play too much. And so I told her, I said, I need to talk to you. I said, I got to stay away from that guy. And ultimately, I did end up having to walk right past him. I looked right at him in the eye. And this is so funny because I walk in the store. People are happy to see me. I go over to my friend who works in the produce department. I said, I'm going to take his picture. I said, why is he in here on business hours? He's getting paid to just hang out with the son. It's just not fair because there's so many single moms that they're like, you're not worth it. Or there's so many homeless people that they say, oh, you make too much. You don't deserve all the help. And it's like, bitch, everybody that works in the system now, you're the welfare because you're getting paid to do nothing when you're supposed to be getting paid to fucking help the people that have nothing. And they just don't feel like it. You know why they don't feel like it? All sorts of stupid reasons why they don't feel like it. Because their husbands are no longer attracted to them. Or worse, they're no longer attracted to their husbands. Their children don't listen to them. They know their kids are an asshole. And they just keep appealing to their ego. But that's okay. All these things. Because every time they feel bad. Because America, that's what the program is. Get with the program in America. They did it to me. They did it to me. If you're good, we'll go to McDonald's and we'll get some French fries, ice cream, apple pie, all the stuff that energetic sugar stimulates you, and then people, boom, what do? They got the program. I feel bad. So I'm good, so I'm gonna go ahead and then now America just let itself go to a point that's just so anywhere. So I go over And she's like, which one is he? I had to point out. I said, there he is, the mayor of Taos. Like, and then like, I got a couple dozen donuts because I knew I was going to the park, and I make lattes for people that have less than the me. You know, they can't afford $8 lattes and shit. So I got my little coffee basket, and then I take it to the park, and then I got my camping stove, and I boil the hot water. I make lattes with the frother and prison. I mean, it's just like, you know, it's just, some people like to part. We had about 4 people partaking today. It was kind of cool, and just, you know, community. While we're on hold trying to pay this guy's freaking fine so he can freaking go to court and say, hey, here's the receipt, you know, and then he can get his license. People want it. It's like, and it's so frustrating because all these systems are just to hang people up. It's not. They're not to help. They're here to hinder, and it's just so frustrating to me. So and then. So, I got, like, and I saw, on Fridays, the bakery, like, has, $8 dozen donuts, and I was like, okay, well, I'm going to the park anyway. Let me grab a couple. I don't really eat donuts. We do sometimes, but I don't know. Not a lot. Maybe a couple times a year I'll get some donuts for us. And then I eat them, and Mom likes them, and then that's like, okay, that's it, we're good. There's all the other stuff that I think we're better. I like pie, right? You like different kind of pies? And plus I ate my cookies. I don't even really need any other desserts besides that. And then so I went and grabbed a couple dozen, and then I was balancing my stuff. I only had like 2 other things. I only had 3 things total. And then I like dipped in front of him. And it's so, this is right after we made eye contact, and then he broke eye contact. Dude's so plastic, he's just a little pawn. He doesn't remember me from when I went in and met him on April 9th, and I said, hey, Mayor, you have a housing crisis. Here it is. I'm right here. I'm a female veteran that takes care of her disabled, and I just got threatened to be put out on the street by my landlady, Melinda Gonzalez of Arroyo Hondo, because of her scumbag drunken daughter. Which, incidentally, here's a synchronicity. When I was telling the daughter co-owner of George's, the hardware store that I got the lumber from, I was telling her about like what I do, and I was just sharing some of me with her, and I told her about how I ended up on the mayor's office because my Melinda, she's a scum, and then everybody that I say Melinda Gonzalez to, like, it's happened at the grocery store with people born and raised. They know they suck, and when people suck, that's why I leave it to God, because they know that they suck. They know because they feel bad, and then they do things that are just shitty to make themselves feel better. And it just piles onto the suck. And so that woman knows her, and like, oh yeah. And I'm like, yeah, so. And then so the mayor, he don't remember me. He don't he don't care, because he gets a paycheck and he can meander and mosey and stuff like that while people are fucking rotting in his streets. But he don't care because it's tourist season and more airplanes are coming in to Taos, and more blah blah blah, and system and wee down the hill, and none of this shit fucking helps the people in the local community. So I'm gonna get real loud about that here, not to him. So it's just funny because I'm walking through the store, and all these like employees are like waving at me because they're happy to see me, because I bring, even the girl at the checkout, Ma, she stopped what she was doing, put the register on hold, and came around to give me a hug, right? And then 3 times today, 3 times, I'm like, it was so peculiar that this frequency was happening, that I'm talking to people. I'm just talking. I'm preaching. I'm doing my Marge thing, right? I just talk. I just get going, right? I get just just the flow going through me, and there's 3 different women, two at one place, and that they were just came with the. They're just like, I'm just listening to what you have to say. You know what I mean? Like, Mom, you allowed me to be me so much that I am 50 years old. I picked up what you were putting down, Ma. I learned the lessons that you taught me. I did. And then I started learning more. Dude, TikTok has helped me out a lot about, like, Bibles. Like, I just have been shown the way, right? And then I read something that Susie wrote back, like, you'll always be shown the way, And then there's all these pockets, and then we end up where, when we start 4 years ago, Mom, we're coming out on 4 years. This time of year, we ended up in Taos right after the eclipse in 2020. We ended up 1,400 miles from where we started out in Salem, Oregon, and this is not where we intended to, we ended up, we had to escape carry a gun from Flagstaff, another terrible human being. And so we have 4 years ago we escaped from Flagstaff, and then by the grace of God and a earth angel, who's now been our friend, Aunt Fragile, Hama.
That's true.
Yep, she's making sure. Oh, that's why when in the beginning I was late, the fender flares came. They just got delivered. Box was fucked up. The hardware and the 4 flares. I don't think there's instructions in there now that I think about it. That's alright. I don't need instructions anyway. I never have. Mama. Always putting stuff. My dad was always like, it turns out he's just jealous. People get jealous. Like, how do they get to do that? How come I can't do it? And then they get mad, and then they treat you like shit. Because you could do stuff they can't. It's so weird, planet Earth. So, I mean, from the time I was like 15 years old, I just like the furniture. What does it matter? That's why I got a 96, 97 on the ASVAB and the military one. And I said, no, I'd rather go off and party for several years, learn about some life and stuff. Later, and then I did. That's another story. So it's just funny because I'm walking through. Oh yeah, the girl. Yeah, she came out and gave me a hug. That was nice. And I'm just like, that is so funny. I should just walk around and be like, write me in, Marge for mayor. You know what I mean? Because like, I add more to this fucking community. More people know who I am because I'm out and about than the fucking mayor. Like, they don't know who the mayor is because the mayor don't know who they are. And these are the people that you're fucking run your community. People that work in the grocery stores, like he don't ever go out and buy, he don't, because he don't appreciate it because he's all, he's a professor. He's an economics. He's the maritime. How is this not special interest? How is this not like contaminating so many? Go look at his bio. It said this is where I get this information. He's like a economics professor. The mayor of Taos is Pasquale is his name. I don't know his last. I don't care. He did 4 years in the Navy. This is the cycle of America. You got born and raised. You did. Someone does 4 years, becomes an economics professor for UNM. The predominant university system in New Mexico. There are others, but they're like all private and independent because they just branched off because they don't want to do that shit. And then he's like co-chair for all these non-profits. And so he he spends his time like writing grants for it's just so fucking like, dude, if they put all that fucking money like that they get from the Taos Ski Valley, all that fucking shit into a kitty, just from what that Leon guy, the guy, Kit Carson guy, that guy has been the CEO since 1993. That's the same year as my fucking Suburban. It's a year after I he's been in the same position. He has only made more money and it's a co-op. And it's like, dude, nobody, no single mom, no little old grandmas, no grandpas, no single dads, no people trying to fucking get by should having to be paid for electricity in this day and age as much as these motherfuckers have made off of these people that are just having to choose. Well, balanced water. Like, we always went without water. We've been hauling water and taking cold ass fucking baths out of buckets and just really inconvenient shit that none of these bureaucrats have gone through, because I assure you, if they fucking have, things would change a lot quicker. That's why I encourage everyone that sits on those city council chairs, every one of those motherfuckers, get out those chairs, put on your little puffy coat, go get a tent, a sleeping bag, some basic amenities, and go sleep on your own damn streets for 3 nights and 4 days. That's just that, because I did a vacation one. Usually that's a good time for, that's a nice period for a vacation. You know, cruising down the Colorado in the Grand Canyon, 3 nights, 4 days. You know, a cruise when a friend of mine got married. We went to Tulum. I got to walk among the ruins in 2011. I got all the knowings, the energetic imprints from being there. Booyah. Yeah. So, like, I've had all this life experience, and then I end up in places where people are just born and fucking raised, and I'm just like, you're doing it wrong. Everywhere I go. I'm making friends, though. It was nice to see so many people happy to see. That one girl, she's trying to hug me and cry, and she's like, no, wait, hold on. Puts the register on hold and walks around just to give me a hug.
Oh,
you know? I
Nice.
mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's nice.
Because people know what I'm about. It's kind of cool. So, I decided I'm getting some more ink done. I'm getting another tattoo, Ma.
Oh,
Yeah? I just got to decide where to go. I think maybe I might put it right here. I think it might go back here. And then if I go like this, he'll be on it upside down. Because I'm a Heyoka and we're upside down. But when I go like this, you know, I could be like, look, Ma, standing turtle. Because I'm standing turtle. Standing turtles don't run. And so I'm going to do a conceptual turtle of myself and then send it to the tattoo lady. So she has a little place over by the park.
So there is that. She has a park.
Huh?
She has that out in the outdoor.
She has a little office. And then you set up an appointment. Look at Benny knocked out. Ooh, the cookies I made this morning.
You made some?
Oh.
That's
Oh, I need to make you blueberry ice cream. Ma, the cookies I make will put you out, Ma. You won't like it. I'm going to make us some blueberry ice cream. Or do you want, I could make apple ice cream. You think that would be good? No, blueberry? Blueberry?
Yeah.
All right, I'll make some of that. The cookies I made this morning were heat toffee pieces. I got mad. I got so frustrated because I let them cool off too long. I should have taken. I need to get cooling racks. I had them. Oh God, the stuff I have lost and rebought. They stuck to the pan because of the heat toffee pieces. I used heat toffee pieces and butterscotch chips. They're so good. So yeah, that was kind of nice. So all in all, today was a pretty cool day. You know, I'm just trying to plant seeds. Yeah, and I don't really mind if people feel awkward and get embarrassed along the way, because there's so many other people that are uncomfortable in life. Wow, frickin' so many have, like, they don't do so much to earn what they got. Maybe it was different at one time, but it don't matter, you know, because all the ways that things were before now have led us to how things are now. So it don't really matter how things they were before, huh, Ma? Yeah. I know that since Reagan, my brother is a Reagan fan. He was like the Fox guy. Yeah. The Keaton kid. He was the young Republican on Family Ties. That's what that's who he was.
Oh.
And ever since the trickle down economics. Oh, and I do live in New Mexico, and there's all these little like TikTok videos where these people because in New Mexico they don't know a lot. They don't have a lot. I don't have a lot of followers. I live in New Mexico, and I'm no different than. But they were at that rally for that dude that's running for president. And there was a lot of people there, and I don't even think that, I mean, this is a blue state, and I don't even think the lady that's, if you want to call what she's doing, right, like, do people really buy what this stuff is? Like, really? We haven't had an active president in months. Like, I mean, it's just so bizarre what planet Earth has evolved to. I do see that the maps are going to change again. Maps are going to change. The Earth is shifting.
Oh, shit.
We're going to see land masses coming out of places that there weren't land masses. It's going to be new forms, new, So maybe all the homeless people can go there.
Oh.
Check out the new stuff. Because Lord knows they're freaking trashing the shit that's already here. I mean, how dare human beings, the people with thumbs, the people that are supposed to be the custodians of the earth, how dare them just like sell companies to load up barges? I remember reading this in the newspaper back in like 2000, in the early 2000s. And I was like, why is this okay? Like, isn't there OSHA that like yells at me for people not cleaning up oil spills and stuff like that? But it's okay for people to put mass quantities of garbage on barges and ships only to say that they're gonna be taken to China to be disposed of, when the reality of it is they're taken out in the middle of the ocean and dumped off, but the money's exchanged anyway. Like, this is what this place, like, no wonder freaking like everybody's transition, like, people don't want to be here no more because the people who are in the charges are just making things gross and hard for lots of others, and it just isn't fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's unjust. That is for sure. It's unjust. So I had some lady tell me that I had good energy, It's kind of like, I'm trying to fly under the radar, so I'm gonna go out a little earlier tomorrow. I'll put my list out, and then I can have my list. But man, I wasn't planning on seeing the mayor today. That just was because I was just like, dude, that dude better not ever see me like on a day where like he should be in his, And I just had to. I handled it very well. I did. I handled it very well. Because, I mean, I wasn't going to say anything or at all or, like, nothing. I didn't want to make his kid uncomfortable. Even though that, like, I should be able to approach the mayor. I told him at the park, I said, I didn't want his kid to see this strong woman, like, school his dad and then grow up to be a strong woman. Because he'd rather be like her than him. You know what I mean? Not a lot of kids are growing up to be like, I want to be just like my daddy in 2024. They're not. I mean, what? I never wanted to be like my dad. My dad was a jerk to me. He was so mean. I see little pictures of me as a little girl, and I was like, how could you be so mean? Because he was a dude. He was a man's man. He don't fucking care about little girls. Get that fucking little girl out of my way, Like, he don't. I always wanted to know him and be around him and all this stuff. And he would do this thing where he grit the side of his teeth. And like when he drove, because we'd spend a lot of awkward hours driving. I remember going to work with him one day. We pulled off on the side of the freeway. My grandma did. And then he came up along in his cement truck, mixing truck. And then I got to go. You know, we did 2 runs that day. The first run was a place where they poured for a porch. And then it was like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. It was early. It was like probably like 8 o'clock in the morning by the time we get there. They're out there, you know, they just started, like, they're out there drinking beer. And then that night, they were planning on having a barbecue on that same porch, so. And then the second one, we went to this fucking place, God, Hidden Valley Ranch. It's outside of Paso Robles. I'm like, are these like the hidden, like, are these... Because they were rich, man. I've been around so many... My grandma was a real estate. So I've been around so many, like, what rich people have. And I think about, like, how everybody thinks that there's people that take care of people. And then they quickly find out that there aren't places that people can go to help people. Because these people are they're so selective. They're just like whoever. They're like they get to pick and choose, and you know, like the Giving Tree or whatever they call themselves, which the mayor is affiliated with. The shelter. It's like I don't think they have showers at these places. Like all you can do is crash out, and then you know. Sun's coming up, be on your way, go find something to do with your day. And I got all kinds of things for people to do, you know, because people want to contribute to their community. They just don't want to deal with the fucking bureaucrats and the programs and the, you know, your ID and your address, when most of these fucking people that, you know, want to earn for some kind of goal for themselves and don't really want to give half of what they make to the fucking government so the dipshits can buy parking meters and spend $750,000 on fucking tennis courts for just such a small selective group of people when there's so many people that fucking need shit. It's disingenuous to get anybody to stand anywhere and say, we care, you know, put us in position so we can talk about shit that only matters to us and perpetuates our systems while the rest of you freaking, you know, minions are on your own. So I'm ready for an all the way new world. See, I don't care about freaking blue and red. I've been saying it 7 years. It's a circle jerk of greed. It's purple as far as I'm concerned. It's all, you know, you got red and blue, you know, it's the same coin, 2 different sides. It makes purple, just like the regalia, just like the colony. And I'm not a fucking colonist. I'm not. All of it's stupid. They're all things related to, and I have, and that's me trying not to hate myself because my bloodline was in the room when the freaking declaration when it was signed. So I come from I come from the bro club. I just never got the advantage of it. And as a matter of fact, the bro club was always very dickish to me. So I have no problem putting all the fucking bros out on blast. Because they're all the same. They all drive the big... Oh, Ma, you know what I came up with today?
What's that?
I'm gonna get me I'm gonna spend a little money on myself. And I'm gonna get a Nintendo Switch.
Nintendo.
Okay? I'm gonna order a Nintendo Switch. Because I wanted the Mario games. Because the only one I ever played was Mario 3 and completed, and now it's more, right? And I think it would help with, like, my because my hands, right? I don't know. So I've been looking at it, so I'm going to get one of those Switches because I want to play the Mario Karts and stuff like that, right?
Yes.
Okay? So I go out in the world today because I can't change. I am powerless to how the world around me is evolving. I can't... All I can do is little things to like add my influence. I can't, you know, so I can't stand the population of the people that are drawn to Taos, the frequency. The frequency of the people that draws people. DNA activate, I gotta go to Taos. Although that's how we got here. It's still, it's more the fucking club. It's more the bros club. It's plastic people. It's people that drive Teslas, Broncos, big stupid trucks, fifth wheelers with 8 pop outs. And it's like, all they do is they come here and they take up space, go to the groceries, like they take up space. They buy all amenities to live that best life, and then they retreat to their own little place, and that still does nothing for the community. And so I always go the back roads and shit, like, because I just don't want to deal with them. And they're all everybody's all gas, no brakes because of the astrology, and I don't want to have to. I mean, I already do my breathing exercises as I drive through town and walk through town because I'm trying to be cognizant of my breath and not all the big stupid trucks and shit. All the people. Oh, it's splinter vans. Mercedes splinter vans. So what I decided today is it's just a video game. So whenever I saw a splinter van that it was a FedEx truck today, I was like, woo! All those price hikes is that they've done. Woo! I bet they got AC and, like they're living the life, like they can't break. So whenever I see this, I'm just going to go, bloop, 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 bloop. And then I started playing that one game again. I used to play that years ago when it first came out. And then life got in the way. I can't be playing games all day. It did come back my radar again. And then there's this kid that plays this game for like 12 hours because he'll like play it all the way through, I guess. And I don't have that kind of time. There's other things that I need to do. And that would fucking, like, I don't know. I wouldn't want, anyway. That surfer, that Subway Surfer game. And so now when the coins. So now when I go out and I see a splinter man, or I see people with their skis and their puffy coats, or I see city employees that are just standing around and they're like, oh, too many chilies, watching a football game this weekend, and then I go, just like all this money, those are all the NPCs. I always see people, just they're non-productive freaking civilians, I guess. They're just plastic people that just live the system, They're the ones in the crowd that you can never see the faces. You can just hear the collective roar of the crowd, I've been in the crowd. I used to go to big shows, I saw the big people until I saw what the big people are and what they do in the dark with their own free will. And they do dirty stuff, and I don't do dirty stuff, and I'm trying to teach people the consequences of what happens when you do the dirty. And, if people are noticing on the world what happens with self-will run riot, it ain't a good neighborhood to be in, huh, Ma? Oh, we got an episode of High Potential to watch.
What is that?
High Potential?
High potential.
It's this woman, she kind of thinks like me. It's like The Good Doctor, only a different character, but people with, like, we notice everything. I notice everything, man. Oh, man, it's trippy. And the more, like as I get older, and, like, I don't know, stuff's getting weird. Stuff's getting weird on planet Earth, huh, Ma? I just am trying to I don't know. I've had the gnarliest headache because the barometric pressure's been changing, so I've had the gnarliest eyeball headaches. So I don't have it now. Like, I woke up yesterday, I was like, all right, I'm feeling good. Oh, and this was a beautiful thing. Artie came to see me in my dream last night. He was like, when he was in Oregon, probably about 7, 8, and he was wagging and he waggled butt, and I was like, look, Ma, it was because I believe our dreams are our spirits, our body being able to rejuvenate on a cellular basis, and then our spirits like go out and experiment higher dimensions. That's what my belief has always been. So my spirit goes up because dogs go to heaven, and into the ethers, and we met in the ethers so he could say, hey, like, he was happy, Ma, and he was all iridescent and like, and then I was like, oh, wait a minute, like I was like, he's here, because our minds, they don't know the difference between when our eyes are closed and open. So it was beautiful, Ma. It's really cool. So all in all, we're doing pretty okay. It's supposed to snow Sunday night. So I made some beef stew the other day. Oh my God, just carrots, potatoes. Ma, you ate 2 bowls for lunch. You want some more for dinner? I did forget today it's too late. I ain't going out now. I did forget the Red Lobster biscuits, those garlic cheesy biscuits. I like those a lot. I cook them in the air fryer. Anyway, yeah, we're doing pretty okay. I'm just trying. Oh, and then today, my barber, she's a makeup artist.
She's a makeup artist.
Yeah, she does makeup. And so this morning, I got a summons. An etheric summons. And so I sent her a message, and I said, I asked her if she would do my makeup, because she does, like, she's really good. Like, she'll travel with the wedding party on destinations and then do the makeup, right, for everybody in the she's a good kid. She's a neat lady. Like, she does charitable acts. Like, she has mowed an old lady's lawn. Like, she lives and practices her own discipline, right? And right. So, she said that she'd be glad to do it, and that she's gonna put she's gonna put the pictures up on Instagram.
That's nice.
So I can show you the pictures, Mom. I'll be like, we'll call it Fug It 50, like F-U-G, Fug, F-U-G, not F-U-C-K, F-U-G, it 50, because I'm 50, and woo. Not bad, Ma.